Just kidding, but today we're not going to be quite as loud and energetic. We're not doing a challenge, but we want to do something a little bit different. We've been very excited to do this, and we just want to have like a little talk time.
Right now we're in college and we're going through like a really transitional period, and I feel like this book really helped us, go through that and, figure ourselves out. Yeah, that's what I wanted to say. But so it's called The Four Agreements.
This is what it looks like. It's called The Four Agreements. It's a super small book, not even really long. And it's by Don Miguel Ruiz, just in case you're looking for it. But it looks like this and it's so cute. Okay?
Thank you so much for this book.
Yeah, thank you, Don Miguel. Thank you so much for this book because it's been really helpful. I first read it, I think, last summer. I was just really in the mood to read, and I went to my friend Grace's house, and I just asked her, is there any book that I can borrow? And she gave me a stack, and she kind of told me what each one was about, and I just really wanted to read that one, so I did. And I read it so quickly, and so I just kind of tell everyone about it because it's not hard to read, it's quick, it's easy, and I think it says some very important things, and it's very eye-opening.
I feel like it's like basically a book about just like eliminating your ego, and it helps like you communicate more and better and more effectively, and like improves relationships too with yourself.
So we just wanted to go through the 4 different agreements. We're gonna get comfortable and just go through the 4 different agreements. There's only 4 agreements in the book. It's like 4 chapters, and each chapter is the agreement, and we're just gonna say kind of how we feel, maybe how it affected us, how we carried it into our lives now, and just
like a real life experience basically.
Because I would say this book is pretty relatable to almost anyone. Like, it's not one of those cheesy ones where it's like, okay, everyone just wants to be in on it. It's like very general. It's just good advice, period. The first of the 4 agreements is called Be Impeccable with Your Word. And this book talks a lot about how you have power in your word, how you can express yourself in that way, and how you come off to other people. And just some of the key points that it says is say only what you mean, and just like avoid using the word to speak against yourself or gossip about others. I think when we're young and we're just around a bunch of people, the whole idea of gossiping and just wanting to spread this and that and hearing the next juicy thing was just really desirable. Like, everyone did that. I really realized that I needed to stop doing things like that when I left high school, but I think after reading this book I was just like, it's honestly so true, because you can dislike someone and that's fine, but you can keep that to yourself. Like, let's say someone makes me upset, I can come home and tell Shelby about it, but I'm not going to gossip about you, because I'm just going to express like how that made me feel, and I'm going to move on from it, because I'm not going to let the idea of gossiping or just
that
being negative, I'm not going to let that consume me. Like, I'm just going to let it out and carry on. So I just think like be impeccable with your word is very important.
Yeah, and I also feel like for the other part of the sentence, like, don't speak against yourself. I feel like that was huge for me, because I feel like growing up and like, I don't know if I'm the only one, but like I just felt really, had low self-esteem, felt really down about myself all the time. So it was honestly like easier to speak down about myself than to speak positively about myself, which is so weird to say now, because like I really like who I am now, and it's like strange to say like I was just always like, yeah, I'm gross, like, yeah, I don't deserve certain things, like, no, like, yeah, just growing up I just never thought like I was like deserving of stuff. So, and it's because people made me feel that way. It wasn't because like of anything like of my upbringing or whatever. It was like bullies just made me feel that way, and sometimes when you hear it so much you just start to think it's true. So like when he says be impeccable with your word, like don't speak negatively about yourself, because it honestly can be easier just to be like, I'm fat, like I don't like this about myself, like my nose is big. Like, no, just appreciate like all the parts of you, because it's good.
Yeah, self-love. Also, just the last bullet point on this one, it says use the power of your word in the direction of truth and love. I think that's so true too. And I say it all the time, every time I'm in an interview and someone asks you, oh, what is customer service to you? And I'm just like, customer service is you don't know what that person's going through before they walk in that door. So you make them feel important and you make them feel special and you make them feel heard until they leave, because you don't know if that's like gonna be the icing on the cake to a terrible day or if it's gonna be like the turning point.
Yeah, you don't know if that's the only time that they're ever gonna hear that day.
Yeah.
You know, and feel that warmth.
So the power of your word, it's really not that hard to just...
And also spreading truth, like, don't lie to people. Just say, like, be honest. Don't be conniving or manipulating, you know, like...
Takes a lot more work to have to lie and, like, try to
and keep the lie
around it
and
make sure that you still look valid, because odds are, like,
you don't
people normally find out the truth.
Yeah, and it's so easy just to tell the truth and just to, like, be honest.
Yeah.
You feel better, too.
Honestly.
So the second agreement is don't take anything personally. Oh, one that I struggle.
This one's hard.
This is an agreement that, like, I still am, you know, working on, but hey,
nobody's perfect.
No one's perfect. So it says nothing others do is because of you. What others say and do is a projection of their own reality, their own dream. When you are, and then the next one says, when you are immune to the options and actions of others, you won't be the victim of needless suffering. This agreement might be my favorite agreement, or the third one.
Oh yeah, I was about to say or the third one.
The third one, but like this one is so, this one alone will help you change your life. Like if you just don't allow people and like whatever, like any negative things that they say to you to affect you, like you will realize that it's all in there, like it's all about them. Like it was never about you in the first place. It all came from like a place of negativity and hate that like they acquired a long time ago, and now it's like trying to spread onto you. But it was never about you or what you were doing to begin with, like ever.
Yeah, don't take anything personal. That's been such a hard thing for me to do, because it honestly, when things happen, it feels personal, you know, but sometimes it's just like Shelby said, it's their own thing, and that's them, and that's fine, but it's really not fair for it to be taken out on others. But that's why you have to remember not everything is personal.
And it's not a reflection of who you are. Like whatever they're saying, like they might call you ugly, they might call you a bitch, they might call you whatever they want to call you, but that's not true.
That's their reality.
That's their dream. Yeah, like that's not you at all. Like you know who you are, so it doesn't matter.
And your friends know who you are, and your family knows who you are, and all of your loved ones. Not everyone's gonna like you, and that's not your fault. And it's just the fact that I still have my group of people that I care about, and they know my characteristics, they know who I am. That's all that I really need, because...
Last one, it says when you are immune to the opinions of others, like you'll end needless suffering. That's so true, because I feel like once you just realize that like once you have self-love and you just know who you are, nothing anyone says could ever hurt you. Like sticks and stones literally could break my bones, but words could never hurt me, because I know I built myself up this way. Like I know who I am inside and out. People love me for who I am inside and out, like the real people that I even care about. So it's like if you have anything negative to say to me, that's cool. But I'm here and I'm good by myself, and people around me that I like me like this, so it's fine.
The next one is called Don't Make Assumptions. And I just want to say something that my mom always taught me growing up, was she said, don't assume, because it makes an ass out of you and me.
That's how you spell it, you feel?
Let's communicate with others as clearly as you can to avoid misunderstandings, sadness, and drama. And then the last bullet point says, with just this one agreement, you can completely transform your life, literally. Like, just don't make assumptions. People are really not good at communicating these days. Everyone relies on their phones, and you just, like, you assume, oh, I assumed that you saw it, or I assumed that you, like, being able to express what you want to say, and just also have the first bullet point saying ask questions, that's totally fine. There's so many things that I feel like I don't know about, and I don't mind admitting that and just asking questions, because I would rather learn that way than make an assumption and look like a fool.
I think I'm the queen of assuming, but it's because I'm always in my head second guessing myself, so I second guess everything. Like I'll be like, I'll say bye to you, but I'll be like, is the way I said bye okay? Like I don't know, like did I say bye or like bye? Like I don't know, like will she think like I'm upset or whatever? So like sometimes, especially when like I'm trying to impress someone or like I really am like trying to make a good impression of myself, I assume a lot because I just don't, I'm like, oh, I'm being like, my anxiety is getting in my head about my own self. So I feel like this agreement's really important to me because I've been like slowly breaking that. I've been just like being upfront and like asking questions when I don't understand things and just not, and just taking things, people, like taking what people say to me as like what they say to me. Like if someone says what they, like whatever they say to me is like what, that's all that they said. I can't take that and make it my own interpretation. I can't take that and like, you know, make it, put it into my own dream and like fix it to like my life because it's not about me. That person's going through their own stuff and they're dealing with their own things. And that's why they say what they say. I kind of took that and I applied it to other things in my life. Like if people say, if I ask people a question, like, do you like me? And they say whatever they have to say, that's all I have to take it for. I can't assume and put it into my own dream that like it might be a certain kind of way because it's just not. It's just whatever they say it is. It is very important. It's always do your best. So I feel like this just means in everything that you do, just like make it your best work, whether that's like what you say, how you know, your first impression, how you treat a person. The first bullet says, your best is going to change from moment to moment. It will be different when you're healthy as opposed to when you're sick. Under any circumstance, simply do your best and you will avoid self-judgment, self-abuse, and regret. I think that's so true.
There's a lot of pressure, especially once you're at this point in life where you're trying to figure out what your future is going to be, what your job is going to be, your career, and you feel like, am I going to be rich? Am I going to struggle? Am I going to pass this test? Am I going to be okay? And it's just like all you can do is your best. If you stay up and you study for 10 hours, that's what you did and that was your best. Like don't stress about it the next morning when you think back and you're like, oh, I should have done this. Like you did your best and that was it. You can only do your best. You can't do more than that, and as long as you've done your best, you should give yourself a pat on the back. But at the end of the day, if you put in your all, you try as hard as you can, you really make it an effort to do what you want to do, you will do your best and you will see the results, and over time you'll get better.
And also I feel like don't be so hard on yourself when you're trying to do your best. Like if that's what you did, like that's what you did given circumstances. I feel like I get really hard on myself sometimes. I'm like, well, was that your best? Like I don't know. I'm a Virgo. Like it's in my head. I'm always like, well, you know, your best would have been this, and I'm just like, okay, cool. But like yeah, just given the specific circumstances and what had to be done and like what life threw at you, I feel like doing your best is just what it is, and like you can't beat yourself up about what the outcome was.
Yeah, everything in life. If you have a job, do your best at your job because you have that job. You can get promoted. You can move somewhere. Like you have that job for a reason. If you're a parent, be the best parent that you can be because it will really benefit your kids. Like it's just
the kid has one life, one parent.
Yeah, everything is just so important to do your best.
Do your best.
And that doesn't mean that you have to be perfect. That just means your best.
Yeah. It doesn't have to be perfect.
So thank you for watching if you did.
So if you like this video,
please give it a thumbs up and comment down below if you liked this / more talk time ideas that you would want us to do, because we're so down to do it.
Yes, we are.
This is very chill to just sit and talk and not have to get like waxed or eat a gross bean or things like that. So
yeah.
So
thank you guys. See you later.